Have you ever wondered how the day begins in the bustling cities of Nepal? Picture this. The first light of dawn breaks over the horizon, illuminating the city with a soft, warm glow. The city, still hushed in the tranquility of the early morning, begins to stir. The air is fresh, filled with the crisp scent of the morning dew and the faint, distant echo of temple bells. Yes, you heard it right, temple bells. Here, in the heart of Nepal, the day begins not with the harsh jarring of an alarm clock, but with the gentle, rhythmic chime of temple bells. As the city slowly awakens, the streets come alive with the sounds of morning prayers. The melodious chants and mantras reverberate through the cityscape, creating an atmosphere of peace and tranquility. For the locals, these morning prayers are more than just a routine. They are an integral part of their culture, a spiritual start to the day that brings them closer to their roots and their gods. While some residents engage in morning prayers, others start their day with a peaceful session of yoga. The quiet parks and open spaces become a sanctuary for these early birds, their rhythmic breathing and gentle movements blending harmoniously with the serene ambience of the early morning. Here, yoga is not just about fitness, it's a way of life, a means of achieving balance and harmony in the hustle and bustle of city life. And then, of course, there's the breakfast. The tantalizing aroma of freshly brewed tea wafts through the air, mingling with the delicious scent of warm, flaky pastries and spicy, sizzling street food. For the Nepali city dweller, breakfast is not just the first meal of the day, it's a ritual, a moment of joy and togetherness shared with family and friends. So, the day in a Nepali city begins not with an alarm, but with a rhythm of life. As the sun rises, the city too wakes up, ready for the day's hustle. From the narrow alleys of the old town to the broad avenues of the new city, a symphony of sounds takes over. The honks of taxis, the whir of rickshaws, and the chatter of pedestrians merge into a unique urban melody. The city streets are teeming with life. Everywhere you look, there's movement. Men and women in their colorful attire, students rushing off to schools, workers heading to their offices, each playing their part in the grand urban ballet. The cityscape, a blend of modernity and tradition, is like a living, breathing entity, pulsating with energy. The commute to work or school is a spectacle in itself. The modes of transportation are as diverse as the city's inhabitants. Sleek cars jostle for space with rickshaws, while bicycles weave their way through the traffic. The public buses, a riot of colors, are a sight to behold, packed to the brim, yet always making room for one more. The streets are lined with vendors selling everything from fresh produce to trinkets. The aroma of street food fills the air, a delicious blend of spices that tantalizes the senses. The vendors, with their cheerful banter, add to the city's vibrant character. They are part of the city's heartbeat, their wares an integral part of the everyday life. Amidst the hustle, there's a sense of purpose, a drive that keeps the city moving. The city may be bustling, but it's not frantic. There's a rhythm to the movement, a beat that everyone seems to follow. The city in all its chaos is a beautifully orchestrated symphony. The energy of the city is contagious. It pulls you in, makes you a part of its rhythm, its pulse. There's never a dull moment in the city. Every corner has a story to tell, every street a new adventure to offer. The city, with its unique charm, keeps everyone on their toes, and yet there's a rhythm to this chaos. By midday, the city takes a short pause for a much-needed break. As the sun reaches its zenith, the hustle and bustle of Nepal's city life eases into a rhythm of warmth and camaraderie. The cityscape, vibrant and pulsating, morphs into a tranquil tableau of shared meals and heartfelt conversations. Lunchtime in Nepal is not merely about refueling for the rest of the day. It's a ritual, a tradition passed down through generations, a testament to the country's rich cultural heritage. It's a time when people come together, setting aside their work and worries to share a meal, a laugh, and perhaps even a tale or two. The air fills with the tantalizing aroma of traditional Nepali dishes, each carrying a story of its own, each a symbol of Nepal's diverse culinary landscape. From the humble dal bhat, a staple diet of lentils and rice, to the spicy and savory momo, a type of dumpling that has won hearts far beyond Nepal's borders. The food here is as diverse as the people themselves. Dal bhat, simple yet comforting, is a testament to the Nepali spirit of making the most out of the least. Often accompanied by tarkari, a vegetable curry, and akar, a tangy pickle, this meal is a symphony of flavors that dances on the tongue and warms the heart. And then there's momo, a dish that has become synonymous with Nepalese cuisine. These little parcels of joy, stuffed with everything from vegetables to meat and served with a fiery tomato chutney, are a true gastronomic delight. But it's not just about the food. It's also about the people, their warmth, their hospitality, and the joy they derive from sharing a meal. Whether it's the office-goers sharing their tiffin in the park, or the students laughing over a plate of momos in a cozy cafe, every meal is a celebration of togetherness. As the lunch hour draws to a close, the city, once again, gears up for the second half of the day. But for these few precious moments, the city during this short break transforms into a giant dining room filled with laughter, conversations, and delicious food. As the sun begins to set, the city gears up for the evening rush. The hum of traffic increases, a symphony of horns and engines as people begin their return commute. You see, the day's labor has ended, but the city's pulse? Oh, it's just getting started. Buses, cars, bikes, rickshaws all jostle on the roads, weaving through lanes with practiced ease. The city's arteries, its roads, are flooded with vehicles, each carrying stories of a day well spent, heading home to rest, recharge, and prepare for another day. But the city isn't ready to sleep just yet. As the office crowd thins, the marketplaces come alive. Shops, big and small, light up, their glow spilling onto the streets, beckoning customers. Here, you'll find everything from fresh produce for dinner to trinkets and textiles, each item a testament to the city's vibrant trade and commerce. And the food, the aroma of evening street food wafts through the air, a tantalizing mix of spices and flavors. From sizzling momos to spicy chaat, the city's culinary scene is a feast for the senses. Food stalls line the streets, each a hub of activity, as people gather around, sharing stories, laughter, and of course, food. Then there's the cultural significance of the evening. It's a time for prayer, for reflection, the soft chime of temple bells, the murmur of evening prayers, the glow of oil lamps. They all add to the city's unique charm. It's a time when the city, in all its hustle and bustle, takes a moment to breathe, to connect with its roots. As night falls, the city, after a day full of energy, begins to slow down, preparing for the night. The marketplaces start to close, the roads become quieter, the food stalls pack up. But even as it winds down, the city retains its charm, its vibrancy, its spirit. Because in this city, every dusk is a promise of a new dawn, every night a prelude to another day of possibilities. When the night descends, the city transforms into a different world. The relentless hustle of the day gives way to a calm serenity, a soothing blanket of tranquility that envelops the city's heart. This is when the city exhales, releasing the tension, the energy, and the clamor of the day. Nightlife, a spectacle in itself, emerges from the shadows, casting a different light on the cityscape. The hushed whispers of the night markets, the distant laughter from the rooftop cafes, the soft strumming of a sarangi from a distant corner, all create a symphony of the city's nocturnal rituals. As the city sinks into the peace of the night, the contrast with the day becomes apparent. The city, once a bustling hive of activity, now revels in the quiet, in the stillness of the night. It's a time for reflection, a time for rest, a pause before the city wakes up to a new dawn. As the city sleeps, it dreams of yet another day filled with life, energy, and endless possibilities. So, what's a day in a Nepali city like? Imagine being gently awakened by the melody of a distant temple bell. This is the wake-up call, heralding the start of a new day. As the city awakens, the hustle and bustle kick in. Streets come alive with vendors setting up their stalls, the aroma of freshly brewed chai wafting through the air, and the hum of rickshaws weaving their way through the labyrinth of lanes. Then comes the midday break, a moment of respite where people find solace in the serenity of temples or the tranquility of parks. The evening rush then sweeps in as the city vibrates with energy, the streets illuminated by the warm glow of shop lights and the chatter of families sharing their day. As the night descends, the city doesn't sleep, it simply changes its rhythm, with vibrant night markets and the soft strumming of sarangi echoing in the air. A day in a Nepali city is a symphony of life, a dance between tradition and modernity, a celebration of the everyday,